I have a quick one. Hang on just a sec. I call this the Back to the Future feature. Um, so right now, when you click around, we auto update the chart in an attempt to sort of like best fit the data to some kind of viz. And we get a lot of feedback about how in certain cases it can become pretty frustrating if you've configured a really complicated viz. So there have been like a bunch of improvements to this generally, but some customers just really just want to be able to turn this off. Um, so now in this experimental branch, there's this auto mode. And basically, as soon as you drop out of auto mode, like if I click one of these and I start adding fields, uh, basically nothing happens. We shifted just there because the table of data changed underneath, but the chart type stayed the same and all the field mapping stayed the same. And so this is still pretty rough. Like if I remove everything right now, the fields are still mapped to the viz, and that's kind of nonsensical. So we're experimenting. We're trying to figure out like we still have to do some automatic things, most likely, like drop fields from the Vis config when they're no longer part of the query. Um, yeah, and if some folks may remember in ancient times, like about a year and a half ago, we actually had a toggle that allowed you to disable AutoViz. So that's sort of effectively what this is bringing back. Um, and that's why I call it Back to the Future. Yeah.
Nate, is this going to be the default for everyone? Like, how is this going to, what's the, how do you enter this mode? How do you exit this mode type stuff?
Yeah, Sarah, Ariel, and I are still contemplating this. Like, we're just playing around with it. Right now, the way it works is you default into auto mode, you click around, and you stay in auto mode until you start interacting with the chart config. So, for example, if I do something like this, like as I click, I stay in auto mode. Um, as soon as I go in here and do something like set the label rotation, I should drop out of auto mode. So now, like, that stayed mapped. And then if you click on auto, uh, the way it's coded right now, that's a signal to explicitly stay in auto mode. So now if I like edit something here, um, I don't drop out of auto mode because I've sort of explicitly said go back into auto mode.
Yeah.
My instinct though is like this just needs to be a lot louder if we're going to bring this
Yeah,
back.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like, if a big box is like, you are stuck here, I feel like I completely agree with this, but we just need to make sure people understand how to get out of it.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a lot louder. We got to like drop the fields as they come out of the query. So yeah, it may literally go back to sort of being a loud toggle like what we used to have.
Yep.